Hello and welcome. I am Maziel, and this is the Friday Weekly Roundup. And my God, what a week it has been! The Tyranid release has been an absolute crap shot. They've made a complete pig zero of that. Amazingly, no one saw that coming with the new update and everything else. And we've of course had a new Demon Primarch, but let's talk about the Tyranids first. And I will talk about others because Mantic actually has a big event coming as well, which I want to talk about as well. But we'll talk about the bad stuff first and the better stuff afterwards. Oh, so, the Tyranid release week. What a mess I've seen so far. Let's start with the lesser of it all, is the Combat Patrol box. It's a good box, I'm not going to deny that. It has a nice varied mix. It has 6 units, 5 of them are different. A fair whack of models, a big monster, and a decent HQ choice. Can't complain. Except you can buy it cheaper from Games Workshop. The Combat Patrol boxes are meant to be a budget box, so that you can get cheap, and that's how you start your army. And this is meant to be the least expensive way to get it. Unfortunately, with Games Workshop, that's not true. You buy the Barb Gaunt box, which is £5, and the starter set, which is £65. That comes down to £92.50. £2.50 cheaper than the Combat Patrol box. Yeah, you can quibble it's £2.50, but a saving is a saving. And you get free Space Marines with that too. So that's the first one. Like, if you're going to release a Combat Patrol box, you're always going to think that's the best way to start the army. It's going to be the most cost-effective way. And for some reason, with the Tyranids this time, it's not. And then we've got the Codex. The Codex, of course, is out of date on dropping. Yes, so basically it releases tomorrow, and it's out of date, soon as is, because we had the, balanced data sheet, which it means nothing, by the way. This is what the worst thing about this is. Tyranids being the first codex and having this straight away means it's only really going to affect their codex. Every other codex drops after this it means nothing. It means absolutely nothing unless you're a Tyranid player, and that's the thing. It means nothing as well. Soon as the Space Marine codex drops, that's going to supersede this data sheet. The Tyranids aren't going to have anything change, but the Space Marines are going to have everything changed. So it's only going to affect the Tyranids, and that's it. Everyone else, they're fine, they're cool. And I see absolutely no complaints from anyone else because it's nothing permanent for anyone else. It's just a Tyranid thing. So there you go. There's that. And like I said, the Codex is out of date. And finally, for the Tyranids, and this one only came to light today from what I've seen, you can't even use the app. Even if you paid Warhammer Plus, bought the Codex, pre-ordered the Codex, you can't use the app. You cannot check anything at all because it's all locked. 1 day, it's tomorrow, before you get the book. So if you wanted to play a game today, you can't do it. You can't play the game at all because you don't have the rules. You'll have to go back and download all the data sheets. And remember, the data sheets don't cover everything. There are models which you can't use at the moment. But yeah, it's completely locked off today if you play Tyranids, which is absolutely ridiculous. It shouldn't be that way. And I think with what I've seen with this, and this is what's really kind of got my goat on this one, is that people are defending it. Okay, and that just gets my goat. I don't understand this entire crap shot of this release week has been such a joke from not the Combat Patrol not being the most cost effective to everything about it. And people are still defending it. So yeah, whatever. But it's Tyranid release. I feel sorry for the NID players. I really do. I don't know what to say. That's it. Good news next is FULGRIM. FULGRIM's a fantastic model. I swear to God. I'm still quite upset that he's not plastic and he's not getting 40k rules. Don't get me wrong. I'm not happy with that. But he's got some decent rules. He's not a 1,000-point model like Horus Ascended. Yeah, some of the rules can, from what we can see, I mean, hopefully he can take the Lair Blade or the Fire Blade, or maybe both this time, which would actually be really good because he has 4 arms, which would be really cool. If he can take both, that would be fantastic. That would really buff his stats. And if his Blaze of Phoenician is an ability, not just a weapon, which would be great. R'lyeh Blade could be potentially an absolute Titan, Night Killer, at least. With Strength 11. I mean, he's going to be doing some hefty damage to Knights. He has a 50% chance of at least getting a glancing on a Reaver Titan at front armor Strength 14, which would mean he would need a 4+ for glancing, 5+ for penetrating. Yeah, he can do some real damage, and if I'm right, Raffle Blows, giving him 3 more attacks, giving him 10 attacks as well. That's going to be seriously meaty damage. He's going to be dishing out. He could be a bad man. Well, he is a bad man, but yeah. So, yeah, kind of cool. I like the rules. Like I said, there are some things like the R'lyeh Blade and the Fire Blade for a start. It gives him a Strength 8 already. So, sorry, a Strength 7 already. So, it's up to you. Like, it's a good looking model. I do wish he was plastic, but he does have some good rules. He has a decent stat line for 600 points, which means you can take him in a 2,400 point army, which isn't bad. So 3,000 points, you know, a regular Primarch Horus Heresy game, 3,000 points, you can take him quite easily. He's well within the points mark. And I think he's going to be pretty meaty on the table, I've got to say. A good thing. I like him. And then we have Mantic. Mantic have got their campaign running. The Shadowed Horizons is now live. Well, it's a campaign. Shadowed Horizons. And I do like things like this. Because I do like these big campaigns. When the companies really try to get everyone involved in a game and wanting to play it. I do love it. It's fantastic. You've got the Mantic Companion and everything else. So basically, the Northern Alliance is under attack by the... damn it. What are they called again? The big, creepy, girly guys. The Night Stalkers. Oh, for what they look like, they really don't have the best name, Night Stalkers. And cool. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. And I think it's great. I like campaigns like this, especially they allow the player base to actually have an influence on the game, and you can with this. You've got you've got the chance to do it, and it's fantastic. So there you go. There it is. That's their weekly roundup. You've had the joke of a Tyranid release. I wish they had done it better. And you've had the FULGRIM announcement, which was absolutely great. See, that's good. I like that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that announcement. Oh yeah, the exemplary book as well. The exemplary battles book, volume 1. Yeah, I quite like that. I do wish they actually, if they did actually update like the Libra Astartes book, so the new rules for the Salamander Sanctifiers would be in this printing, rather than having to buy this book on top. Well, you still would have to buy that book too, to be honest with you. So, like anyone who buys it now, like if anyone's getting to Horus Heresy now, they don't have to buy exemplary battles. They just have to buy that one book for the new rules. That would be good. See, that's something I like. But yeah, you got like the defensive sofa, which is cool. It's very much against Ultramarines by the look of it. There's also everyone's favourite battle, the Hydrocordatus. So you Hydrocordatus, when the Imperial Fists got their ass handed to them by the Iron Warriors. Good old Iron Warriors. Kelf. So yeah, it's a decent book. It's got decent rules, and I quite like it. Thank you. Well, I don't know rules. It's got decent battles in it, so it's got decent lore, is what I was meant to say, because I did quite like that lore. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope you all have a good day. If you wish to save some money on your Warhammer, get the Combat Patrol box even cheaper. Well, get the Combat Patrol even cheaper by getting the starter and the Barb Gaunts on Wayland Games down below. So save even more money than what DAW wants you to save already. That's down below. Or you could try a different game. Try Kings of War and get the box that they suggest for it, which is the not Shadow Alliance. It is the... It's nice, because I've actually been looking at this box, so I really like Night Stalkers. They're so cool. The Ice and Shadow box. I believe it's £68, and it's quite a good box. Lots of gribbly monsters, if that's your thing, in it. So yeah, get that if you want. It's pretty cool. There, of course, is Forbidden Planet. We like comics. I like comics. Comics are great. There's my comic. It's great. There is my merchandise as well. T-shirts, mugs, stickers, etc, etc, etc. What you get, what everyone else does, I do it too, because I like following the crowd. He says, talking shit about DW. So yeah, there you go. And of course there's Patreon, but as always, treat yourself before you treat me, because if you get yourself something, we both benefit and it's not all about me. Thank you very much. Have a great day, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye bye. Oh yeah, like, comment and subscribe. Do all that stuff as well. Yeah, what are your thoughts on this? Yeah, drop that down below. Bye bye.